All right, welcome back to the channel. So, on occasion, we like to do numbers videos here, and we actually have one. Even though boxing is on a hiatus, they are doing a lot of replays on ESPN, a lot of replays on Fox. So Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury 2 was replayed on ESPN, and the replay debuted to some pretty large numbers, which say a lot about the future for Deontay Wilder, a lot about the future for Tyson Fury. Let's look over those numbers, chop them up, analyze them, and give our opinions about it. Me, I'm going to give it in the video. I hope you listen to the whole video and then give me your thoughts in the comment section of this video. All right, welcome back. So, man, we all tied up sitting up in the houses, man, all over the world because of this daggone thing going on. So, I love boxing, so I'm going to get up in the morning, continue to live my same life, use my same routine, pick up these magazines, read about what's going on in boxing, chop it up with you. Hope you check it out. Check me out on the live streams, man, and we can go over all of this stuff in real time. But one of the articles that came out was about the replay for Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury on ESPN. Not that I am spending a lot of time rewatching that fight because honestly, man, with all of the conversations about the gloves, all the conversations about Tyson Fury cheating and all that, I'm going to wait a bit. I'm going to wait a little bit longer to watch my replay that I have on tape all the way through because it was a classic fight. This whole thing going on in the heavyweight division right now, I do believe is one of these classic times in boxing where most of people's attention in boxing is focused in one place. And that right now, definitely during this whole thing that we got going on, keeping people in their houses and keeping fights from happening right about now, that is all of that thing in boxing is all the stuff surrounding the Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury 1 fight. Whether or not that's the gloves that took the glove issues that took place, and those glove issues did take place. I don't want to hear this crap about it not being it. It is, man, please. I see knuckles. Them gloves looking floppy. But regardless, some people don't want to hear that, don't want to believe that. Other people, there's another issue that came up, Boregate, which in my opinion is even more serious because it goes to the heart of Tyson Fury and his character, and also goes to the heart of boxing and the character of boxing, and whether or not as a institution, overall institution, boxing is very committed to fair play and making sure that everybody has a level playing field. With the way that they're going about trying to solve the problem in performance enhancing drugs, specifically moves lately by UCAD and by the WBC, it makes me question boxing's commitment to solving the problem very, very seriously. So the Boregate thing for me is very, very important. More so even than the glove situation, because there is some, even though I do believe those gloves have been played with, there's some wiggle room. There's some possibility that maybe we could be wrong. I don't believe that we're wrong. I don't believe that that's incorrect, but there's a chance that it might be. Reasonable people can differ when they see the same thing. So, you can pass by that. But the Boregate thing, all of that, that's just to bribe a guy to falsify, to give false testimony so that a fighter can get off of a suspension and get back in the ring. And then, I just have a hard time with that. But those things are all surrounding the Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury fight. And as a result of this thing still going on, I do believe, and just the import of the fight period, the numbers for the replay were very, very solid at 447,000 average for what I do believe was like a 3-hour replay, because they didn't just replay the fight itself, but they replayed the fights that they played the fights that took place before that. I think they might have shown the Ife Agagbe fight, and what was I can't recall what the fight was that was right before. Maybe that was a David Benavidez. Can't remember who the fight was right before the co-main event with Deontay Wilder. I thought maybe it was David Benavidez. Maybe it was David Benavidez that fought. But anyway, they showed that whole 3-hour clip. And so the average 447,000 people for 3 hours. I mean, it tells you that, you know, those are pretty solid numbers. If you look at the last replay of the fight, and this is information that's coming out of Boxing Scene, so shout out to Boxing Scene for putting out the article, that the last fight did a replay. Their average for the replay of the fight, the Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury 1, was a little higher at 480,000, but it was higher but all they did is show just the main event. So to hold on to 447,000 people on average for a 3-hour time frame versus 480,000 for a 45-minute time frame, I think if I'm the network, I would take the 447 for the 3 hours. And it just tells you there's a lot of people that were very interested and continue to watch that fight. Now compare that to another fight, which was a replay that took place, I believe it took place on Fox. And these again are Boxing Scene's numbers. So, you know, you'd have to go back and verify all these numbers, you know, that that Boxing Scene is giving. But the number that they gave for the replay of the Errol Spence Jr. versus Sean Porter fight, I believe was 151,000 on average for the replay for that fight. Now, some things can definitely come into play for why so many people would be watching the replay, and that is obviously that there's a lot of people sitting at home in front of their TV sets right now. So I actually been doing all these replays of these fights and stuff. I think it's pretty good for boxing, man, especially if they're replaying, you know, fights that are very, very good. And even though I didn't like the outcome of the Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder fight, it was a good fight. It was exciting. It is definitely not something that people are going to forget about. But all in all, that speaks volumes. It might be inflated again. It might be inflated a little bit because everybody is sitting at home. So pretty much every boxing fan that is out there that is really kind of like, you know, that's like me, that is constantly looking for things related to boxing. Hey, that's sitting there. You watch it, you know, because you ain't got anywhere else to go. That might inflate the numbers a little bit, but as far as it bears for the next fight that's going to happen, is bearing on the next fight that's going to happen, I think that the next fight between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury could be even bigger, because now they actually have Tyson Fury highlights that they can play, unlike between the first and the second fight when there were literally none for Tyson Fury. But Tyson Fury's got some highlights now. Unfortunately, some of those highlights include floppy ass gloves, and people are going to continue to bring it up. There's also, you know, the controversy we talked about earlier in this video with the whole Borgate thing. But I think it's going to bode well for their third fight, and I think that there's going to be a whole lot of people very, very, very excited and anticipating this fight, this rematch. Number one, because there isn't going to be very much boxing between now and the time of that. My understanding is that the rematch is supposed to be set for October 3rd. God, dog, that's a long time away, man. It is March. That's 7 months away. Woo, lordy, lordy. Hopefully it doesn't take that much time for us to get out of this whole thing we're in. But that is I think that's the next major fight, man. And actually, Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury might be the only major fight that takes place this year. I think it might be. I wouldn't consider Anthony Joshua versus Kubrat Pulev a major fight. I don't think that Errol Spence Jr. versus Manny Pacquiao is going to happen this year, or Errol Spence Jr. versus Terrence Crawford. You do have the Teofimo Lopez versus Vasily Lomachenko fight that could still take place, and the Jose Ramirez, maybe we can get to a Jose Ramirez versus Josh Taylor fight, though I don't think so, because Jose Ramirez was already set to fight somebody and that fight was postponed. I think maybe Josh Taylor's fight might have been postponed as well. But even those fights, the fights with Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez and Jose Pedraza, not Jose Pedraza, excuse me, Josh Taylor and God dog, man, the guy's name skipped, Jose Ramirez, excuse me. Jose Ramirez, the unified, what is he, the WBO and the WBC 140-pound champion, and Josh Taylor is the IBF and the WBA 140-pound champion. I think that could be considered a very good fight, but it's clearly not the level of a mega fight like Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. But I think that those numbers are going to bear well for those fights to take place, because clearly there's still a lot of interest on it, one way or another. People are going to tune in to see Deontay Wilder win, or they're going to come in to see Deontay Wilder lose. I ain't a big believer that any of this stuff is about Tyson Fury, but we'll see as everything plays out. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.